Jackson State makes the top 10 for one of the best players in the country, and he has a lot of similarities to someone else who once chose the Tigers and is now at 1400 Lynch Street. We're going to talk about it right after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is good people? What is good people? My name is JeffLightsYJr. Here with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe because we upload every single day. Now, tell me if you've heard this before. One of the best players, if not the best player in the country, has Florida ties and was once considered a heavy Florida State lean, is now considering Jackson State. That was once Travis Hunter, who is from Florida, finished his high school career in Georgia, but is from Florida, but was committed to Florida State for years, like multiple years. And then at the 11th hour, the 12th hour in some cases, flipped. And, well, he didn't flip. He decided, he changed his mind. Instead of going to Florida State, he chose Jackson State. Well, there was another player who has Florida ties, who was one of, if not the best player in the entire country, for the class of 2024, that is, and was once a heavy Florida State lean that is now considering Jackson State. He goes by the name of Desmond Ricks. He is the top cornerback in the country in the class of 2024, and he just released his top 10, or he released his top 10 recently, and he's got good old Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and the Jackson State Tigers in the top 10. Let's take a look at the top 10 from Desmond Ricks. This was dropped on Twitter with the Hayes Fawcett graphic. You got LSU, you got Oregon, Miami, Ohio State, USC, Alabama, Texas A&M, Florida, Oklahoma, and right there are the good old Tigers of JSU. Desmond Ricks, the number one cornerback in the entire country, according to everybody. 247 on 3 ESPN. He is a consensus top 3 player in the country. Some believe he's the number 1 player in the country. Some believe he is the best prospect in the class of 2024. He goes by the name of, once again, Desmond Ricks. He goes to one of the premier schools in the country down there in Florida, in IMG Academy. Let's take a look at Desmond Ricks' 247 profile. I mean, we're talking about a near perfect score. A near perfect score by the young man. He is that good. 6'1", 170 pounds. Got similar measurables to a young man who now plays for the Tigers. And that is Travis Hunter. Reminds me a lot of Travis. Now, he was such a heavy Florida State lean, just like Travis, who was committed to Florida State for multiple years, that they still haven't even changed all the predictions. They still have predictions for Florida State, and Florida State's currently not even in the top 10. And if you look at one of the things Mr. Desmond Ricks said, he said one of the nation's top 2024 recruits on Florida State, quote, they must have gave up on me or something. He doesn't even have Florida State in his top 10 anymore. Now, we're not here to talk about Florida State. We could care less about Florida State. We're here to talk about Desmond Ricks and why this is big. Well, for obvious reasons. I think one thing that's going to play a major factor in JSU's chances of landing Mr. Desmond Ricks, the talented player, the number 1 player in the state of Florida, the number 2 player nationally, according to 247, one of the top players in the entire country, is how Travis plays this year. How JSU uses Travis, how much fun Travis has on the field, and how he produces this year. Because you got to think, this young man is only a junior. He's only going into his junior year. He probably won't commit to a school or really make a definitive decision until this time next year, which is July of 2023. And then obviously he won't sign until December of 2023, if not February of 2024. So this is the long game for Mr. Desmond Ricks. But Coach Prime, Coach Tim Brewster, and the staff down there at JSU seem to be making this young man a priority because he is one of those landscape changing recruits, just like a Travis, just like a Kevin Coleman. You missed out on Peter Woods in the class of 2023. And there's still players out there in 2023 that JSU can get in on. But you missed out on the gem, which was Peter Woods, the defensive lineman out of Alabaster, Alabama. He chose Clemson. But you could make another big splash in 24. You can still make big splashes in 23. Don't get me wrong. There's probably a name I haven't brought up yet. But Desmond Ricks could be your crowning jewel of the class of 2024. He is a name to keep up with. Desmond Ricks, probably the best player in the class of 2024. And Coach Prime, Tim Brewster, the way this season plays out will be very, very critical for those recruits in the 24 class, even in the 23 class. But how Travis plays, because they're so similarly aligned, similarly talented, play the same position, want to be coached by the same coach who was the greatest ever, right? That's going to be critical in the recruitment of Desmond Ricks out of IMG, Florida, who also is a Florida native, just like Travis, just like Prime. I'll be talking in another video about whether 5-star recruits or 4-star high-level recruits are just adding not just JSU, but Grambling, Southern, FAMU, Alcorn, Prairie View, et cetera, in their top 5s, in their top 10s for clout or not. That's another video. Be on the lookout for that one. But for this one, Desmond Ricks, let me know your thoughts on the chances that you believe Coach Prime and the JSU Tigers have of landing the #1 cornerback in the class of 2024. If you're a defensive back, there's no reason why you shouldn't consider Jackson State, period. I'm going to just be honest. Prime alone should be a reason why you should consider Jackson State. Now, obviously, you want to see him have results, see him help put guys in the NFL at that cornerback, defensive back position. But to go get the tutelage from the greatest defensive back pro football has ever seen, it's kind of hard to beat. It's kind of hard to beat, especially if you're supremely talented. Now, there's only so much he can teach you. You got to have a lot of natural ability, a lot of hard work, and be extremely talented. But if you have that high-level potential, high-level upside, I don't see why you wouldn't want to go play from Prime. You see Travis did, and you see what he's doing down there in Jackson State. He ain't played a game yet. But you see what his ability already on display simply through a spring game. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is JeffLightsYJr with the Black Balls channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button. Desmond Ricks is a name you might want to remember. Desmond Ricks out of IMG Academy. Thank you guys for tuning in. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That's Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.